Hey everyone, just another quick snapshot diagram video on profit satisficing, which is our fourth type of business objective. So again, we start with the same diagram where we're going to draw our demand curves, which include the average revenue curve, which is our demand curve if you remember, and twice as steeply drawn is our marginal revenue curve, which can cut the x-axis, it doesn't have to. And then we bring in, as you know, our cost curves, and the two cost curves would include the average cost curve or the short run average cost curve. I normally label it as average cost, but you can, if you wish, short run average cost, and then highlight the minimum point and take your marginal cost through it. Okay, and that's again the basis of doing business objective diagrams. Now, satisficing is a little bit more trickier in terms of drawing the diagram, only because what satisficing means is that you are trying to consider all of your stakeholders in the business in order to determine a price. Now, clearly, there are many stakeholders to please. There are your shareholders, the owners, there are the managers who work for you, there are employees, there are consumers. And all of those different stakeholders would possibly want different prices based on their own self-interest. For example, shareholders, owners want to maximize profits. That would be their main objective for them, so that they increase the amount of profits received in terms of dividends. Managers, however, may want recognition. They may want higher bonuses, and sometimes that would mean increasing the amount of sales or revenue for the business, so the price would come down slightly. Consumers, of course, want lowest possible prices. The price comes down even more if they want to get their way. And workers, you could argue, would want to have lower prices, very similar to managers, in order to make it easier for them to sell things and therefore to get higher wages as recognition, maybe even bonuses. So satisficing is all about finding a price that satisfies most people, most stakeholders. The way I like to start this diagram is by firstly highlighting profit max as our starting point, and you'll see why this is useful. So profit max, as you all know already from the previous video, is where MC equals MR, which again we've highlighted in green, and then we've gone down to Q, and I don't want to in this instance show the area of profits. I just want to go up to the demand curve, and I want to highlight the price only for now. Okay, now this price, I'll write it as PM, and QM is profit maximizing price. It's not satisficing yet. So how do we satisfy other stakeholders apart from just the owners? Well, look, as we've already discussed in other objectives, if we lower the price slightly, this gives a better opportunity for managers and workers to sell more and gain recognition, and therefore meet their own self-interest. So essentially, all we do is, using the profit maximizing price as a guideline, just start off on the y-axis, write PS slightly lower, and take across a price to the demand curve. Now, you don't want to take this price too low and make it go below MC. You only want to bring the price down slightly, okay? Because otherwise there's a chance that you might coincide with different objectives or points of allocative efficiency, etc. And you just want to avoid that. So I've gone for slightly below profit max price, and then I bring the output down to Q, and you can label that as QS for Q satisficing. And you could also, at the point where you've just dropped the price down to QS, highlight the cost at that point by touching the AC curve and bring that across. Now, what this does is it shows you the level of profits being made if you decide to profit satisfy. So this is the cost at the satisfying point. And you can see the area PS AB is otherwise known as the profit being made at the satisfying point of production. And if you compare that to the profits being made in profit maximization, which I haven't highlighted yet, but I'm going to do that now. So again, you just go to C on the profit maximizing equilibrium, bring that across and just label that as C. You can clearly see here that the green box PM Z Y C is greater, okay, than the box PS A B C S. So what we're saying here is that by meeting stakeholders' needs across the board, not just the owners, but workers, consumers, managers, and the owners as well, we have to sacrifice a little bit in terms of price and objective. So by bringing the price down slightly, we have met different stakeholders' needs as well as the owners, because there still is profits being made at PSABCS. This is basically the diagram for profit satisficing. Hope that helps.